I support the Community Preservation Act because it's going to make Pittsfield an even more wonderful place to live.
CPA is just a natural fit for the climate of funding and the needs of Pittsfield and the needs that I hear from a lot of residents and the things that they want in their parks and their neighborhoods.
CPA makes sense for Pittsfield. It makes sense for our quality of life. It will help remove blight. It can help increase our property values.
When looking at Pittsfield and all of our properties, our wonderful historic properties that need to be restored and are going to be lost to our community, this is the best way to save them.
To live. It's going to increase the pride that we have in our community by restoring our historic buildings, by improving our parks, by making our housing even better, and that will draw in more people to Pittsfield.
The Community Preservation Act is a state law that was enacted in 2000. It was signed by Governor Cellucci. So it's a restricted fund where communities have a local fund that is then matched by money from a statewide trust fund, which is the real attraction of adopting CPA locally. So although it's a state law, nothing happens until the voters in a community say they want to have CPA. What they're doing when you adopt CPA is creating a small surcharge on your local property taxes. For example, in Pittsfield here, what's under consideration is a 1% property tax surcharge. The amount of the surcharge is calculated on the actual tax bill that taxpayers pay. It's not 1% of the property value, it's 1% of the annual tax bill. And certain things are exempt from that calculation as well. So for example, most communities, and in Pittsfield here as well, will adopt a $100,000 residential exemption. So if someone has a house valued at $170,000, which is approximately the average value of a home in Pittsfield, with the $100,000 exemption, they're only going to pay that 1% CPA surcharge on $73,000 worth of value, or the tax on $73,000. And the average for a homeowner in Pittsfield comes out to about $14 for the average homeowner in Pittsfield per year. That would be their CPA surcharge. In addition, businesses as well will have that $100,000 exemption on their businesses, so that really helps small businesses. And then lastly, folks who are of low income or seniors who are low income or moderate income will not have to pay the surcharge at all, and they just apply with the local assessor's office for that exemption each year, and they are fully exempt from the surcharge in that case.
The average Pittsfield resident will pay just 27 cents a week if CPA is adopted in Pittsfield, and yet the returns will be great. We will have a way to support funding for historic buildings, to help out our athletic fields and our parks, and to increase the value of our homes in Pittsfield.
If we don't adopt the CPA, we're going to lose all that money, and it's just a shame. There's so much that can be done with blight and restoration and helping the arts and activities in parks. It's just a shame if we don't do it.
Pittsfield has lost so much of our buildings. Like, if we lose those, we're never going to get those back again. And I think it's very important for our children and our children's children to have those.
I'm a member of the Town Players of Pittsfield, the longest running community theater group in the country. And the Town Players support the CPA.
I do historic preservation, but I'm also a resident in Pittsfield that really loves our parks. I use them a lot, and I see CPA as a tool that can help fix up our parks.
Hi, I'm voting for CPA for Pittsfield because it's the right thing to do.
The CPA has made it very, very easy for us to adopt and accept this. $174,000 is the average price in Pittsfield, and it's going to cost you $14 a year. I think we could all afford that. It's a good idea for Pittsfield.
And I support CPA for Pittsfield. Vote yes on question 5.